Can you accept how good life is about to get for you? Can you accept how good life wants to be for you? This video is going to take you to that place. There's that place in you that already knows something amazing is happening. Something amazing wants to happen through you, for you. But the likelihood is the moment that you clicked on this video, something guided you here. The moment you heard me ask those questions, something came up in your body. There was probably some part of you that was like, oh, I like the sound of this, and another part of you that didn't trust it. Another part of you that tensed up, that clenched, that resisted it, that went, really? Is this really true? If you resonate with any of that, and even if you don't yet, stay tuned. Because what we're going to lean into here is a level of truth that is available to us, to you, to access right now. Which is, you have already arrived. You've already won the lottery. You're already here. And this isn't just a reality anymore that you need to struggle through and survive and protect yourself and strive. We are entering a new paradigm, a whole new frequency of being. And there is a field, not just as a concept, as some like sort of TikTok spirituality idea, a genuine field of infinite abundance, of love, of presence, of power, of healing, of joy, of connection that is available to you right now in this moment. It's the field that I'm speaking from. It's the field that is speaking through me to the part of you that is also connected to it. And this isn't going to be one of those videos where I'm just here to tell you nice things and you feel good and you click off and nothing changes, because in this space we move differently. The likelihood is, if you're still watching this, at some level you've seen some kind of videos like this before, where they tell you that life is about to get really good for you and you feel good in the moment, and then you look back maybe in a few weeks or a few months and you wonder why nothing's really changed. It's not that what they told you wasn't the truth, because it's always the truth. There's always that truth that is available to you right now, that life is about to get really good, that life is already amazing, that you have already arrived, that you are protected, that there is incredible, wonderful, life-changing, magnificent, miraculous things available to you. That is always true. But what matters is, who do you say you are? Who do you show up as? Right? What are the choices, the behaviors, the stories, the decisions that you make about who you are and what your life is? How deeply do you align yourself with that truth that a part of you knows, that life is not just here to be struggled through and survived, it's here to be experienced as a magnificent, wonderful, expansive, tragic, but tragic in a beautiful way, journey of life, and that there is so much more available to you than you've been letting in. So much more joy, so much more peace, so much more connection, so much more intimacy, so much more purpose, so much more abundance. There is infinite of all these things available to you, to all of us. And the degree to which you experience them in your life is the degree to which you feel safe to open and allow them in. So I want to bring you back to that part of you that hears this and doesn't trust it, the part of you that contracts, that little knotting in your stomach, that bracing in your back and shoulders. Let me know in the comments, where do you feel it? Where do you feel that part of you that does not trust this frequency, that does not trust that life is wonderful and wants to happen for you and wants to bring you amazing things, and that the time of the struggle and the survival is over? Not as something that just happens to you, as a decision that you have the ability to make right now. That's the difference. That's the difference, because people will come on and they'll speak from this frequency because they've tapped into it themselves, and it will speak to that part of you that resonates with it, that feels it, that knows that you want and need that in your life, but you don't radically align yourself with it. You feel that hit of resonance from the video, But then your old identity comes back in, the part of you that doesn't trust it, the part of you that is addicted to the narrative of being who you currently are, being the one who is struggling, the one who is hustling, the one who is healing, the one who is hoping, the one who is stuck, the one who is not quite there. You're addicted to that. Your nervous system is addicted to it. It's not a thing to shame. It's just a reality to admit, to acknowledge that actually the thing that you want most, that life of abundance, of freedom, of joy, of connection, of intimacy, of power, of freedom and joy and peace and all these things that is so available to you, that you crave so deeply, is also the thing that a part of you scares and fears the most. It is scared of it. Because to fully accept that, to fully own that, the small self that you have conditioned yourself to be, that you have been conditioned to be, that small, separate, egoic identity that you have been believing that you are since you were a little boy or girl, that one cannot come with you into the frequency of magic, miracles, and everything that you want. And even if we make it a little bit more grounded and less mystical, the life that you want to build, the version of you that you know in your heart you're here to be, what you want to experience and create, the person that you've been up until now can't come with you into that reality. So I really want to slow you down, and I don't want to skip past this, that notice the part of you that loves this frequency, loves this feeling, loves this sense of, yeah, wow, this is great, it's amazing, yes, I want to tap into that. But notice the other part of you that doesn't trust it, but also is afraid of it. Because to really fully align yourself with that truth, you have to let go of a story of who you have been up until now, a story of who you have been that has been defined by lack, unworthiness, struggle, all of these things. And the fact is that your life is a reflection of that identity. Your relationships, your work, your habits. You might at one level really want to change all of those things, but at another level you also know the idea of changing them all is pretty fucking scary. And it's scary because it means letting go of what's familiar. It means completely collapsing one version of your life and opening to another. That's why so many people come across this spiritual stuff and come across this sense of, yeah, there's a better world available to me, but they don't fully step into it because it means letting go of what you thought you knew. It means letting go of the reality that you've been living so far. And if you were to do that all in one go, and there's stories of this happening, of people that kind of like overnight had some kind of awakening, something, you know, an enlightened master touched them in a certain way and their energy just, and their whole life collapsed overnight. Relationships fell apart. They got fired. Like all this stuff just happened. There's stories of this happening. And I bet you can even think of in your life moments where you've had a moment of awakening or expansion and something has shifted, something has collapsed, something has fallen apart. That's how it's meant to be, because your life is a reflection of the energetic architecture, the structure, the field that you create, that you live in. That field is defined by your identity, your beliefs about who you are, the stories that you tell yourself, that you have been telling yourself for a really long time. If you're going to cut out that identity and those stories, which is necessary for you to step into your next level, for you to step into that life of abundance and magic and joy and peace and beauty and radiance and all of these things, it's not all love and light and joy. That's the paradox. And that's why, if you resonate with having seen these kind of videos where they tell you things that, oh yeah, everything's about to go great and you're going to feel amazing, and then you look back and you wonder why nothing shifted, it's because, not because it's not true, it's because a part of you is not fully letting it in. Because to fully let it in means letting in chaos, means letting in collapse, means letting in death. Death to the old self, death to the illusion. Now the good thing is you have the one power that you need, which is free will. You can't control. You cannot control how this goes. But you can control, am I in or am I not? Do I let this field that wants to reorganize my life, that wants to move through me, do I let it? or do I not? And most of the time, you're not even aware that you're making that decision. The likelihood is the things that cause you grief, pain, sorrow, frustration, the patterns in your life, the relationships that don't bring you joy, the patterns of like frustration or triggers or whatever that keep coming up, the ceilings, the loops that you keep looping in your life, that at one level you're so desperate to change and you're so done with. At another level, you love them. You love it. You crave it. Your nervous system's addicted to it. It's familiar. It's known. It's comfortable. And so you're a little bit afraid, and at some level, a lot afraid to let it go. And you don't even notice that you're actually choosing it. Because you've been so identified with that version of you for so long. It's difficult to actually wake up and notice the truth of what you really are. This is why people loop for a very long time. And what I've noticed is the most important step with breaking free of any pattern in your life is to accept the role that you're playing in keeping it alive. Because once you're willing to do that, you claim your power back. When you're willing to accept that, okay, here's this situation, this relationship, this dynamic, this pattern, this addiction, whatever it is, the fact that it's here demonstrates that at some level I'm choosing it, because that's how powerful you are. That's the world. That's like in this space, that's how we move. We take 100% responsibility for our life, not from a way of blame or shame, but from recognizing there are really no coincidences. This world is far more dynamic, magical, beautiful, and reflective, a mirror of you and who you're being and what your field is and what your identity is than we often give ourselves or give it credit for. In this space, we accept that. And when you accept that, you accept that, yeah, there's this thing that I really don't want, but it keeps showing up. That must mean part of me wants it. That must mean part of me is choosing it. Because any other option, if you don't accept that, then it means that you have to accept another truth, which is that you are a small separate self. You are a powerless individual. You are a victim to life. There are greater powers out there that determine your life, your direction, what happens to you, and you are powerless to that. That's the victim narrative. That's the level 1 stage of consciousness that most people watching this video, there's no way you're going to be at. You wouldn't still be watching this. You wouldn't have clicked on it. But you are still at it. Level 1, if you don't know this, the 4 stages of consciousness in this model. Level 1 is the victim narrative. The victim, the belief that you are a small separate self, that is, life is happening to you and you have to struggle through it and survive. Level 2 is the realization that life happens by you. This is the masculine, this is the hustler, this is the kind of hard work, mindset, bro world of if you want something, you've got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make it happen. A little bit more power there than level 1, still not truth. Level 3 is the feminine. Level 3 is life happens through me. This is where we're stepping into. And level 4, which I'm going to come to in a little bit, it's the realization that there's something greater at play here, that actually I don't have to fight, struggle, force, and fix my life to try and make certain things happen. I can actually allow that actually I have a natural essence. There's already a blueprint that I came here with. Life is far more intelligent than I've been given it credit for. The desires that I have, the gifts that I have are natural and innate in me. They want to come out and express. I call this singing the song of your soul. Your soul has a song that it wants to sing. It's meant to sing. You were born to sing it. You start to recognize that actually that doesn't have to be a big struggle and a grind and something that you have to prove, perform, fight, and heal deep enough to be worthy of. This is who you are. This is what is. That's the level 3. That's the field that I'm starting to connect you with now and what I'm sharing. Level 4 is even beyond that. And it's the recognition that I am life itself. The doing, the being, they're one and the same. It's all expression of the same dance. This is the great truth of oneness, that all spiritual traditions ultimately point towards. Now, I don't want you to grip too tightly to that concept, because there's so much talk of these kind of things, and actually gripping onto the concepts is what stops you actually embodying them. But we can use this to notice. You might understand that, you might have even heard it before, but how much are you actually still living from level 1? From playing out the idea that you're a victim. And it's not because you don't have the awareness or the knowledge of different. It's because a part of you wants to be there. Part of you loves it. Because if you accept that you're a powerful creator, you have to also accept that if you're still in the pattern, part of you is choosing to be there. Don't do that from a place of shame. Do it from a place of liberation, from a place of realizing, oh yeah, of course, it's fine that I love being a victim still sometimes. It's fine that there's this story or this abusive relationship or this money situation that actually gives me some kind of unconscious payoff that I've not been acknowledging. A hit of story, a hit of identity, a hit of a sense of self-righteousness, right? Like victimhood is addictive. That's why people stay in it for so long. So when I tell you at the start of this video that your life is about to get really good for you, and it is, it's always about to get really good for you, because now is the only moment, and there's always a field of good that is trying to happen through you, by you, and for you in every moment. And then I also say, notice the part of you that doesn't trust that contracts. That's where the real magic is. That's what makes it different in this space compared with other spaces, other, people out there who only focus on that light and the frequency, but they don't go into the darkness and the shadow, to the part of you that is deeply invested in staying where you are. You need to become comfortable and familiar with that. You need to take your power back from it. You need to take ownership of it. Because when you take ownership of it, again, you dissolve its charge, you take its power away. And actually change starts to become way more natural when you realize that change is the constant that's always trying to happen. You don't need to control your growth and your ascension. You need to allow it to happen. And you allow it to happen by first acknowledging and allowing the things that you don't want. The things that you do not want. What do you feel right now in your body as you hear this? Do you notice the lightness and the ease? And do you also notice the part of you that contracts, the part of you that feels a little bit exposed right now? Beautiful. That part, that's where the gold is. That's where the key is. You do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light. You do it by making the darkness conscious. Carl Jung. So when I say to you, your life is about to get really good, I want you to allow yourself to feel that, to let it in, and then notice the part of you that doesn't trust it, that doesn't want it, that is afraid of it. Go into that, glorify that, allow that, welcome that, love that, become familiar with that. Don't fight it, don't shame it, don't reject it. Recognize it's a pattern that you've been choosing. You're not the victim. You're not the small self. You're not the shadow. You've been choosing and pretending to be that. And so many people get stuck because they're trying to fix that. They're trying to what do I need to do so that I can finally step into this life that I can feel is here for me? Before recognizing that you're gripping on to an illusion of who you are, that as long as you're holding that illusion, you won't be able to see or recognize or embody the truth. So first you have to recognize, I'm holding a lie. I'm holding a false self. And before even trying to let that go or asking the same question, now how do I let this go? How do I change it? That's the same trap. It's the same trap. You start by allowing it. Radical allowing, allow. Give yourself permission to be where you are. Give yourself permission to not want to grow. Give yourself permission to love the darkness, to love the shame, to love the shit. Because that's where your real power comes in. And that's where growth starts to happen more naturally, effortlessly, beautifully, in a wonderful way. What I've just shared with you is the basic premise to the work that I do here in this space. I call it taking a rite of passage into your next level. And that rite of passage means letting the old identity die, fall apart, collapse. But you don't do that through effort, through healing, through fighting, through grind. You do it through accepting and allowing it. You do it through making love to it. You do it through becoming this field of allowing acceptance to the shadows that you have been running from for so long, that the charge underneath them dissolves. And the grip that you thought that these situations and circumstances and realities had on you start to disappear, start to collapse, start to fall away. And then you realize, I am free. This gets to be easier. But in order to get there, you have to go through the dark. You have to go through the shadow. And that's why I say you need to take a rite of passage. I offer this when I work with people one-to-one. I do a 2-hour session called Initiation, where we get really honest around where are you right now? What's the pattern that's showing up? Great. What are the stories? What are the emotions that you feel? Where do you feel that in your body? What are the stories that part of you is telling you? What part of you is identified with that? What payoff are you getting? We become really honest with it, really familiar. You see it in a whole new way. And it's not from a place of shame or guilt. It's from a place of just like, yeah, I see this. I'm being like honesty. When you have that level of radical honesty with yourself, you already feel liberated. You already feel different. But we don't stop there. We go into the next level. We go into, okay, what does this part of me that keeps choosing this cycle, choosing this pattern, what does it need? What does it need so it can finally let go of it, so it can finally grow and move forward? And we start to give it that. And as you give it that, it will start to trust you. And this part of you that has been unconsciously, subconsciously slamming the brake because it's addicted to the old story and it's afraid of what's really trying to happen for you, starts to feel safe to stop doing that. And that's when the shift happens. That's when you start to recognize, yes, this life of abundance and joy and passion and magic and all these things that I have been wanting for so long is available to me. And now I'm available to it. Ooh, that's where the joy is. That's where the magic is. You must become available to the life that you want because it's available to you. And you become available to it through taking a rite of passage. That's the way I offer anyway. So if something in you resonates with this, welcome to my space. Let me know in the comments, what did this video bring up for you? If you're not already, do hit subscribe. I have weekly videos coming out on this page. You can check the link in my bio to book in for my free session, The Crossing. Or depending on when you're seeing this, just see there'll be something in there. I'll be doing something, maybe a workshop. But at the moment, at the time of posting this, what I'm offering is a free session, The Crossing, which is available for people who feel this in their bones and are ready to actually transition into that next level of their life. And you want to see, what is it? What part of me is keeping this old structure and shadow identity alive? And from there, we can look at how you would move forward. That might mean coming into initiation work with me, or it might just mean, hey, look, I'll give you the value. I'll say this is how you do it. If you want to go apply it in your own life, great. But ideally, I offer that session for people that are ready to move, ready to invest in themselves, ready to step forward. Because otherwise, I'll be speaking to lots of people all the time. And as much as I love doing that, I got to feed myself, baby. So, thank you. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. See you in the next video. And remember, life is about to get really good for you. Are you available to it? And if you're not, that's great. Be honest about it. Go and get what you need to become available. And if you feel like working with me to do that, then you know where I am. Let's go.